And we are live. Let me check my microphone. Let me clear my throat. I'm sorry. I love that song. Let me check audio real quick. Yep, we're good. Cool. There's a bug flying in here. Yeah, little bastard. You better pay rent. Rent ain't cheap in this place. Good morning, everybody. How are you? As you can tell, it's Friday. I'm in St. Louis because I have on my blue banana shirt. I wear that on Fridays when I'm in St. Louis. Now, folks, we gotta talk. Numero uno. I think it was last week, I did a video, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago. I don't remember exactly when. And I said $26,000 Bitcoin a week away. I was off by like 4 days. And I was off by $1,000. We were 7 cents off of $27,000 a Bitcoin. My friends, the Bitcoin isn't gonna stop going up. And I'm gonna show you one graphic that's gonna explain it all. Right here. Okay, this is from the Federal Reserve. This is not me saying this. This is not some conspiracy theorist is saying this. This is the Fed. This is liquidity and credit facilities. Loans, primary credit. Remember what I've told you about credit. This here, let me get my little pointer. This is 2008. This here, this little area here, that's COVID. This was Wednesday. Now, the thing that's important to see is this. You see how over here in 2008, how we had a little jump up, then a little jump up, then a little jump up, then boom, skyrocket. Then we have COVID. 2020. Boom! Look at that. Went straight up. Look at where Wednesday starts. It starts on one day and jumps that high on one day. Now, tell me, now percentage-wise, that's a larger jump here than it is over here. So this is larger than this. When you understand this started right there. This started right here. Now, you also have to understand who just got recapitalized. Everyone's saying, all right, now let me move this. All right. Now, this was a tweet put out by Plan B. All right. And he says, this is worse than COVID, similar to great financial crisis of 2008. Protect yourself, hashtag Bitcoin. Now, let's go over to here. All right. This is Caitlin Long puts out a tweet. Chancellor on the brink of second bailout for banks. The banks I'm sorry, the Bitcoin's response, hold my beer. This is the jump up over the last couple of days right here. It went from 24 to 26. Now, let me go over here. Where did I put that other one at? All right. Where did I move that other one? Maybe oh, here it is. All right. The Bitcoin high, which was about 3 hours ago, hit $26,999.09. It was 91 cents away from $27,000. Now let's close that. Let me close this. Let me bring myself back up. Folks, get the pluck ready here. Like I was just saying, do you know who just got recapitalized? All of the banks, or most of the banks that were in trouble and bailed out, every single one of them was crypto friendly. Now, Mr. Barney Frank, all right, is a chairperson at one of these banks. I don't. What's the name of what's the name of the bank up in New York? Was it Simple Bank or Southern Bank? Signature Bank? Yes. Thank you, Robert. Signature Bank. All right, now, anybody who knows Frank, all right, Bernie Frank, all right. He's one of the authors of the Dodd-Frank legislation, which is legislation on the banks. All right. His Signature Bank was not in trouble yet, but yet they got pulled into it. And he was questioning why they pulled Signature Bank in and took it over. Let me tell you what's going on. All of the crypto banks that are being taken over and are guaranteed their deposits, I won't say all, but most of those deposits, when they are being recapitalized from the feds, are going directly into Bitcoin. I have it on good authority that that's exactly what's happening right now. Because remember, Barney Frank is the deep state. Barney Frank is the swamp. All of these friggin' banks are the swamp. Remember, Barney Frank was a senator. He retired after he got, well, not after, but a little while after he got caught running a underage prostitution ring in Washington, D.C. But don't worry, there's no Pizzagate. So, Barney Frank retires from the Senate and goes to work on the board of Signature Bank. Signature Bank holds a ton of money for New York companies and a lot of crypto deep state companies. These guys, all right, and these gals are now choosing the winners and transitioning them into the new system. All right. That's what's going on. My friends, you can't make this shit up. On Bloomberg Intelligence this morning, it's a show. All right. On Bloomberg Intelligence, the host, the old guy with the weird, dark glasses, says, and I quote, "This is oddly familiar like Andrew Jackson and how the bank, the second American bank, was taken down. Now, why would this guy who knows economics, knows the system, all he talks about is current economic theory and current economic situations? Just this morning, now this is what you have to understand, what Bloomberg Intelligence, bingo, Bloomberg Intelligence is one of the messaging boards for the rest of the deep state. That's how they share information with each other. He's warning his buddies. Bingo. Daddy-o, you nailed it. Because this guy is not going to just randomly, just out of thin plucking air, go, this reminds me, like he was there. Well, he's pretty old. He might have been. This reminds me of Andrew Jackson and how the second American bank was brought down through his words, through the mixture of popularism politically and help from the next system that was to replace it. Andrew Jackson had partners in military and in business. You have to understand, Andrew Jackson was a rich mother plucker, one of the richest people in America. Sound familiar? Trump? Andrew Jackson was the equivalent of Trump, money-wise. He was rich. He was rich. But the enemies of Andrew Jackson, the bankers, what they didn't understand was that Andrew Jackson, hear me out, folks, do your history lesson. Andrew Jackson had partnered with other wealthy individuals in America to bring down the second Bank of America through runs on those banks. Planned, executed runs on the second bank network systems. That's what's going on right now. You have the good guys and you got the bad guys. The good guys are triggering events that are bringing down the bad guys. So the bad guys, while they're still in power, are trying to move their purchasing power into the replacing system. Andrew Jackson and the other banks, which were the banks and trusts, i.e., decentralized monetary systems. Remember, the banks are the trusts, the building and loans were the decentralized enemies of the Second National Bank. So the savings and loans were the equivalent of the monetary system of Bitcoin because they were decentralized banks, are building and loans and trust and things like that. Right? Now, fast forward to today. Trump has dropped hints. Trump launched NFTs when nobody except us crypto geeks even know how to work an NFT. Think about that. It was a hint. It was a hint. Right before he launched the NFTs, he made a huge announcement. Something big's coming this week. Something big's coming this week. You remember this, think back. He said it so loud that the deep state triggered one of their false flags that would occupy the media. And then what does Trump do? He comes out and goes, we're launching an NFT. Oh. Everyone's like, what? Phil C., you sneaky little bastard. What information was embedded in those NFTs? Bing, 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 bing. Phil C. Let me quote number 17. You have it all. That's what people have not realized yet, but will. Trump has been dropping hints like freaking crazy. Like crazy. They're waiting for someone to catch on to it. I caught on to it as soon as you said it because it didn't make any sense. Therefore, it had a purpose. Trump is not a stupid man, especially when it comes to his brand. Trump is a master of marketing. I mean, a master of marketing. So, why would the big announcement, the huge announcement, be we launched a bunch of NFTs? 99.9% of Americans went, what the is an NFT? That's a tip of the hat to the next system. And I'll tell you why. You have to go back to Andrew Jackson. Somebody wrote up here, yes, right? Andrew Jackson and Samuel Jackson team up to take down the Fed and Marcellus Wallace. Oh, this gal knows her shit. Oh, look at her. Even. All right, is that a gal? I will not assume your gender. Yes. Andrew Jackson had toured around America and was dropping hints on gold and silver. In fact, at one point, I think he was hit. Now, check me on this. I'm not quite sure if this is what I think. Andrew Jackson was handing out coins as little, like, trinkets or something at his events, right? Handing out little, like, Jackson dollars or something. It was like something like that, dropping hints on what was coming. He couldn't tell everybody what he was doing because that would let the other side know the agenda. But he tried dropping hints to as many people as he could. Oh, sorry, but he says, I have a beard. Well, nowadays that don't mean nothing. I've seen some gals with beards, so facial hair is like, that still don't let you know what's downstairs. All right, I'm jumping over. We're going to continue this conversation. Click the link under here. I'm going over to Patreon. Is YouTube, if I go too long and tell too much truth, I'll lose this channel like I lost the other 4, and I'll be on to channel number 5. So click the link under here, go over to Patreon. We're going to continue this conversation. And I'm telling you, folks, it's clear as day. And I'm going to tell you exactly. Yep, here we go. Thank you, Rick. Rick, www.patreon.com/BitcoinBen. Exactly. Or there's a link under the video. See you guys in about 5 minutes. And hang on tight, folks, because I think I got it nailed down when Bitcoin hits 50 grand. It's not that far away.